Hi everyone, my name is Alexis Connolly and I will be taking a good look at obesity and how you can reduce your risk of disease. I was born and raised in the southern region of Atlanta, Georgia. I received my Bachelor's of Science degree in Food Science and Nutrition at Clemson University in South Carolina. I am currently working towards my Master's of Science in Applied Nutrition at the University of New England. I have previously worked in San Miguel, Panama, innovating authentic local traditions, planning menus based on seasonal availability, and learning the role of food preservation in local menus. At the end of this presentation, each of you will be able to recognize factors to weight gain and risk for chronic diseases, implement knowledge about healthy food choices and food preparation techniques, build confidence and desire for behavior change, identify motivators and stimulators to action, utilize government and community programs, and incorporate physical activity into your everyday life. Let's start with learning about what causes of obesity. Obesity is the result of an excess amount of body fat derived from an imbalance of energy intake compared to the energy output. Input being the food we eat, and output being the calories we expend doing physical activity. Conditions that may cause obesity to develop include hypothyroidism, which is the underproduction of thyroid hormone that causes fatigue, weight gain, mood swings, and lethargy. Cushing's syndrome is the overexposure to high cortisol levels that produce fatty deposits in the face, neck, and upper back, and weight gain around the abdomen with fat loss on the arms and legs. Depression, along with Prader-Willi syndrome, which causes obesity, intellectual disabilities, and shortness in height. And polycystic ovarian syndrome, which is caused by a hormonal disorder producing large ovaries with small cysts that may cause acne. Depression and facial hair production. BMI is the dominant method for determining excess body fat. BMI, or body mass index, is determined by dividing weight in kilograms by height meters squared. An overweight BMI is any number between 25.0 and 29.9. Obese BMI is any number over 30.0. and morbidly obese is any number over 40.0. A BMI number over 40 is a warning sign for type 2 diabetes. BMI is not always the best determinant for excess body fat. This is usually in conditions where the individual is a bodybuilder or has a large amount of excess muscle with a short stature. For many, fat distribution is used along with BMI to determine risk for chronic disease. An Android or apple shape indicates fat around the abdomen. If your waist size is more than 35 inches, you are at greater risk for cardiovascular disease. A gynoid or pear shape indicates fat around the hips and thighs. Many researchers previously praised the pear-shaped body type for being healthier than the apple-shaped body type. But now research is showing that above the overweight and obese BMI levels, it may be just as detrimental for your risk of heart disease and diabetes. A combination of excess fat in the waist, hips, and thighs could be detrimental for your health. Chronic diseases are a major component of the development of obesity. Related diseases include hypertension, which is high high blood pressure, high cholesterol, which is mainly in the LDL levels, type 2 diabetes, coronary heart disease, increased risk of stroke, gallbladder disease, osteoarthritis, sleep apnea, certain cancers in the breast, colon, prostate, rectum, or uterus, complications with pregnancy, or complications during surgery. Having any of two of these conditions issued on the left may increase the risk of a heart attack or a stroke by 117%. This is specifically for African American women. Obesity has affected the lives of billions of people all over the world. Over 50% of the U.S. population is struggling with obesity. Of those 50%, nearly 57% of women over the age of 20 years old are obese, and with 45% of them dealing with hypertension. The medical costs associated with obesity are much higher than those for individuals that are not obese. Many of them will spend almost $1,500 more per year on prescription drugs, treatment, and hospital bills. Based on these statistics, we are loads of money. Based on these statistics, we are spending loads of money all trying to lose weight. People in the U.S. spend over $20 billion a year on weight loss drugs, supplements, and gym memberships. The total cost of obesity in the U.S. is around $450 billion annually. Obesity is not known to transfer genetically. However, statistics show that children of obese parents are 80% more likely to become obese as an adult. For many of you, your children are a top priority, so the examples we set can make a difference in your future and theirs. With the numbers on the rise for obesity in the U.S., African Americans have become a leader in the obesity epidemic. 20% of African Americans struggle with obesity-related diabetes. This is a scary notion, considering diabetes is the leading cause of heart disease-related deaths. 25% of the adults have hypertension, with the vast majority of that percentage being African American. Hypertension is a common risk factor associated with cardiovascular disease in people of African American descent. Among the group struggling with obesity, African American women have the highest rate of overweight and obesity in the nation. Almost 30% of African American women are overweight, and nearly 50% are obese. With these numbers, we have a 10% more likelihood to develop heart disease or stroke compared to Latino women, and many of them do not even know that heart disease is the greatest threat to their health. The real issue, however, is how we got to this point. 95% of African Americans do not meet the physical activity recommendations from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services. The blame could be placed on the environmental barriers in their communities, such as the lack of appropriate space due to damaged sidewalks, dangerous neighborhoods, and poor or limited recreational facility conditions. Social barriers in the realm of size perception or the praise of a fuller figure also present in the African American community. Our society tends to praise the notion of a brick house or thick-statured women with large breasts, hips, and thighs. But what we don't realize is that the methods that we use to get these characteristics, such as eating a fatty and sugary diet, is causing us to gain weight in an unhealthy way that spirals out of control. Hair maintenance and upkeep is another major stopping point for many African American women when it comes to physical activity. With the pressure to have silky smooth, frizz-free hair, many opt out of the risk of sweat messing up their perfectly tamed mane. But the leading cause of low physical activity in our community is our lack of social support, self-confidence, time, and energy. We need support from all sides. This includes our family, friends, co-workers, and community members and leaders. Without those people in those aspects of our life, we cannot even begin to build self-confidence in the fact that we can make lifestyle changes and prevent further weight gain. The other issue focuses on how tired we always feel and how we can never have enough time to plan workouts, meal prep, or even make healthy decisions. Time management is essential to any of these successful plans. Other factors are attributed towards the socio-cultural aspects common in African American households. Traditional soul food dishes contain large amounts of animal fat, salt, processed meat, and added sugar. Most meat products are typically fried, and vegetables such as collard or turnip greens are cooked in animal fat like pork or turkey. It is characterized by overly sweetened dishes such as yams sweetened with large amounts of sugar, pies, pound cakes, and banana pudding. Sugary drinks such as sweet tea is a common staple at the dinner table and another addition to the causes of disease. Struggling with low income can also affect your ability to purchase nutritious food choices. Many low-income SNAP participants consume lower servings of fruit, vegetables, whole grains, and dairy, but consume higher servings of high-salt foods. There is also a higher consumption of meat than people of European descent, even though the cost of meat is higher than plant-based foods. Many people do not realize that plant-based lifestyle choices can be cheaper and provide their families with large amounts of nutritious food at a lower cost. So it is not always a matter of what they can afford. It is also what is available and convenient in this particular region. So what can we do now to reduce our risk for chronic disease? It all starts with building a framework. I can explain to you the best nutrition information, but unless you feel there is a desire or a need to change, it is pointless. There has to be an incentive, and it has to come from within. You must acknowledge your pros and cons to this plan. If your pros outweigh the cons, it might be time to start thinking about your intentions and level of commitment you're willing to put into this journey. Once you have your intentions set, you need to know how you will take this action. Will you be changing your diet or increasing your physical activity, or both? More importantly, when will you begin? Will it be tomorrow, in 3 weeks, or 6 months from now? After you have a set date, it is time to take action. Start eating healthier, making better choices, exercising regularly. Make a routine of it, because this is the easiest area to fall off. At that stage, you have not made a habit of these lifestyle changes yet, and it will take dedication to stay on track. Once you have it to a science, your job is to maintain through tracking your meals and workouts, or even keeping your kitchen stocked with healthy choices. And please don't be discouraged by setbacks. Those are completely normal. Just focus on where you are now and how you can improve your situation at your pace and in a healthy way. When starting healthy eating habits, it is important to know what makes up the food we eat. All foods are made of two major components, macro and micronutrients. Macronutrients include carbohydrates, proteins, and fats. Carbohydrates, or carbs, consist of sugars, starches, and fibers found in many of the foods we eat. Carbs are actually very beneficial in providing quick, useful energy to power our muscles and our central nervous system. About 60% of our daily diet should be made of carbohydrates like fruit, veggies, milk products, and whole grains. Proteins are necessary for rebuilding body tissue, regulating your immune system, and developing hormones. They are made up of 20 essential amino acids, with half of them having to come from the food we eat. You can get the recommended 10% daily intake by consuming meat, seafood, nuts, and legumes. Fats provide long, extended energy throughout the day and is essential for brain development, cell function, and the absorption of vitamins. It is divided into 4 categories: saturated fat, trans fat, monosaturated fats, and polyunsaturated fats. Foods with high levels of saturated fats can raise your cholesterol and increase your risk of cardiovascular disease. Trans fats are produced when you raise the level of vegetable oils, raise the temperature of vegetable oils, and produce partially hydrogenated oils during the frying process. This is commonly done at fast food restaurants or at home when you're frying foods. Trans fats increase cholesterol levels, but it also produces free radicals that can mutate healthy cells and cause cancer cells to develop in the body. Mono and polyunsaturated fats are healthy fats that benefit the heart, reduce cholesterol levels, and provide omega-3, omega-6, and vitamin E. You can get the recommended 10 to 30% of fat by consuming healthy foods such as vegetable oils, nuts, or dairy products, and dairy products. Macronutrients are required for our body to regulate energy levels, metabolism, and function properly for a healthy life. These include trace elements like iron, copper, and zinc, phytochemicals, antioxidants, vitamins A, B, C, D, E, and K, and minerals such as potassium, calcium, and magnesium. Macronutrients are not needed in the levels that macronutrients are, but most of them come from the food we eat. So you may ask, where can I get these nutrients? A good variety of food from all of the food groups can provide the nutrients you need to be healthy. Foods you should take into consideration when trying to lose weight include lean meats such as chicken and turkey, seafood such as salmon, tilapia, cod, halibut, trout, and whiting, vegetables such as dark leafy greens like spinach and kale, orange vegetables such as carrots and sweet potatoes, and other common vegetables such as Brussels sprouts, green beans, nuts, and legumes. Fruits can include apples, bananas, blueberries, raspberries, pineapple, kiwi, watermelon, or strawberries. Whole grains such as whole wheat bread, whole wheat pasta, oatmeal, tortillas, and brown rice. And a low-fat or non-fat dairy products such as milk, yogurt, or cheese. For each food group, there is a recommended serving size for optimal health. You should consume at least 1 serving of whole grains each day. 3 servings of low-fat or fat-free dairy products like milk and cheese, 5 to 6 ounces of lean protein, like I have illustrated of chicken portions pictured on the right, 2 to 3 servings of fruit, and 2 to 3 servings of vegetables per day, which is also illustrated in the picture on the right. Physical activity is extremely important for the success of any weight loss or health regimen. Adult women should do at least some type of physical activity 3 times per week in order to produce beneficial results. This can be done by performing 2.5 hours of aerobic physical activity at a moderate level or performing 1 hour and 15 minutes of aerobic physical activity at a vigorous level. Strength training activities such as push-ups, sit-ups, and weightlifting 2 days out of the week are also beneficial for weight loss. There are 3 levels of intensity when it comes to physical activity. Depending on your current experience and activity level, you may need to modify your workouts to match your ability. Leisure activities are usually activities you can do without much effort, such as sitting down, walking slowly, standing, or doing laundry. Moderate activity requires more energy use in activities such as using the stairs, walking briskly, water aerobics like gardening, and mowing the lawn. Vigorous activity requires a high energy output to perform in activities such as jogging or running, swimming laps, playing tennis, aerobic dance or Zumba, jumping rope, or heavy gardening. Physical activity is necessary for a balanced lifestyle and functioning metabolic processes in the body. So determine which is right for you so you can have the most effective workouts. Some important tips to remember when starting lifestyle changes. Diet is the most beneficial tool for the prevention and treatment of obesity. Physical activity alone is not enough to produce real changes. Diet is a vital component of any weight loss journey. The amount of fat consumed should never exceed 30% of your total daily calories. Try limiting the amount of soda, energy drinks, coffee, and other sugary beverages that you consume on a daily basis. Consume fewer high-fat and high-salt meat products. They add to the amount of saturated fats in your diet. Remember to take a multivitamin recommended by your doctor or physician. This is a good way to get in your micronutrients, such as your vitamins and minerals, and increase levels of micronutrients that are low in African American women, such as calcium and potassium. Also, always balance what you eat with how much physical activity you do each day. There are several programs that are offered by the USDA and other companies with the goal of helping people that want to live healthy lives, eat nutritiously, and perform adequate physical activity. Programs such as MyPlate and SuperTracker are online tools that you can use to find nutrition information on specific foods, plan and track meals, and record physical activity to determine if you're reaching the recommended daily values for certain nutrients and physical activity. Other health applications such as the MyFitnessPal and Swerkit are physical activity apps that you can use while you work out to monitor your calorie loss and provide you with custom workouts that can be done at home. Shopwell is another app that helps during the grocery shopping process by helping you choose healthy options based on your budget and health goals. The USDA also offers many nutritional programs to assist individuals with getting adequate nutritious foods for themselves and their families. SNAP, or Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, provide funds for low-income families to purchase groceries. Women, Infant, and Children, or WIC, is a program centered on low-income women, infants, and children up to age 5 with the intent to provide nutritious food choices, supplemental healthcare options, and healthy eating information. The Farmers Market Nutrition Program, or FMNP, helps WIC recipients by providing fresh, unprepared local produce from participating farmers markets in the region. The Summer Food Service Program provides children from low-income families with nutritious food during the summer months while they are away from school. Our community partners that help with this event and seminar also offer programs, facilities, and aid to those looking to build confidence and achieve their fitness goals. The Faith Open Door Community Center is focused on mentoring our youth in order to promote a positive outlook on life. They work to eliminate social barriers by building and promoting interpersonal skills and education. The Clayton County Department of Health has partnered with other community organizers to encourage the consumption of fruits and vegetables in order to decrease the prevalence of chronic diseases. They offer in-depth nutrition information to guide you through your health journey. The Clayton Parks and Recreation Department has started a Get Fit campaign in order to develop and repair walking areas, parks, facilities, and better accommodate you and your families and promote physical fitness. The most important objective that they have is to get African Americans, as well as African American women, on the journey to physical activity by walking, doing nature trails, and in nature reserves and community recreation facilities. Many of these facilities offer different pools and tennis courts and gymnasiums that offer classes or aerobic classes for women that are beneficial. I hope you have enjoyed this presentation, and hopefully the information I have provided will be helpful on your journey to good health. Thank you. If there are any questions, we'll go into that. Also, these are the activities that we have for after this presentation. We will have a quiz sent out for everyone to determine how healthy we think we really are. And then after that, we'll have a 10-minute discussion of the quiz. And then we'll have a brief discussion about the experiences or struggles that we all may be facing together, and that we can develop plans and success stories together. After the discussion, we will have a raffle drawing where people will be able to win prizes, including a gym membership. And after that, we will have a game where we will have to revamp our pantries, which is basically taking out the stuff we know isn't healthy and replacing it with healthy options. And this will be able to show us what we really know as a group is healthy foods and what isn't. And at the end of that, everyone will be free to explore the exhibits and vendors that we have at the seminar. I want to say thank you to everyone and our community partners.